What's going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another Bring the Juice Colts podcast live stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Hopefully, you all are having a fantastic Wednesday afternoon. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And of course, this is the live stream that I know a bunch of people on this channel have been wanting for a while, which is weird. But hey, I mean, appreciate all you guys tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking some Colts football, some NFL football. We talk about anything and everything here, but it is the thing. What's going on, Miles? What up, Smoke? How you doing? What up, Caleb? What's up, guys? Hey, so listen, guys, it is the Breadstick live stream today. I know a ton of you were even in the live stream Monday when we were doing our live stream. You guys wanted me to continue to do that. A bunch of you have been asking me for months now, it feels like, to be doing this. So I decided I was going to do it. I finally decided. So we went and got ourselves some breadsticks from Fazoli's. Fazoli's breadsticks in the house, guys. It is the breadstick live stream that you all have been asking for. Literally, we're just going to sit here, talk football, and talk about and eat some breadsticks at the same time because you guys bet me something. I don't even remember what the bet was about. Anyone want to tell me what it was? But how bad has Balor messed some key relationships? There's probably a few of them. What up, Zombie? What up, man? What up, Zombie Flanders? Yes, Caleb, they have great ones. What up, Nathan? How you doing, man? But anyways, guys, we're going to start it off correctly. Breadstick first. Love me some Fazoli's breadsticks, yo. Shout out, hey, shout out you guys. Let me know what you guys think when it comes to the breadsticks. What do you think? Who has the best breadsticks in your guys' eyes? The bet was at the Jags wing, you do eat breadsticks. Oh, so that was a really long time ago. What up, Trey? Pizza Hut breadsticks are better. No, I disagree. Noble Romans, Olive Garden. Okay. Week 2 was the bet. Holy cow. So it's been numerous months. Do I think Kenny Moore and Ryan Kelly are gone? I don't know. I think Kenny might be, but we'll see. Are you trying to eat a certain amount? Not really. I ate a few before I went on stream because I was hungry. Didn't have lunch yet, but we're just eating and chilling. But shout out to Fazoli's. And again, guys, if I don't get your question here at some point, there are quite a few of you in here. Be sure to like the stream, guys. Be sure to comment. Be sure to subscribe. Want to see if we can get a few more of our fans in here. So be sure to like the stream. Helps you get out to more people. And also, like, if I don't get to your question immediately, just be sure to just keep saying it a few times, and then I'll make sure to do it. But Chicago's Pizza has good breadsticks. I bet they do. But yeah, shout out to Fazoli's. I did try to contact Fazoli's about sponsoring this stream. I think at some point we may potentially have that going. So, you know, it'd be cool to have a sponsor like Fazoli's for the stream. We'll definitely do that, but it's sad that this team is so bad that we're talking about breadsticks. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Facts on that. As an Ohio State fan, are you big on Stroud? Yes, I am. Ironically enough, I think I'm more high on CJ Stroud than most Buckeye fans, believe it or not. Pizza crust is free breadsticks, so don't toss them. Yeah, I agree. Yes, Quinn, we're getting breadsticks here today. The Chargers game on Monday really showed the world why the Colts have been bad. It was the offense. Yeah, 100%. I mean, the defense was doing its job. Did you get the lunch special from Fazoli's? No, I didn't get the lunch special. Just the breadsticks. Mikey, I agree with you on that. On the players that are going to stick around for a while. I want Will Levis. Yeah, I kind of want Will Levis too. It really just depends on, what the draft order is going to be. Levis is Tannehill 2.0. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no way that's real. Good news is no more primetime Colts for a long time. Probably won't get any next year. But yeah, man, I'll tell you what. For some, from what you've seen of Levis, does he remind you? Who does he remind you of? Um, that's tough because I haven't watched a ton of Levis stuff, but um, Levis definitely has the body build that you really want in a quarterback. When you're 6'4", 230 pounds, and that is a very fantastic size for a quarterback. Mm-mm. Get that out of here. I was promised breadsticks. Hey, you got breadsticks right here. Should the Colts re-sign Campbell? 100%. 100% they should. How mad would you be if we didn't draft a quarterback? I'd be pretty upset. I would be pretty upset. Do we need a new owner? No, we don't need a new owner. I mean, say what you want about Ursay and how he's handled things. As at the end of the day, you still need to do some things, like you need to be staying back a little bit and allow the GM and other people to run this team, you know. Man, y'all are coming in so quick with these responses. It's hard to keep up with all these. There's a bunch of really good ones. Um, who's starting quarterback next year? Unsure yet. End of season breadstick party in Cincy. Hey, I'm down. My brother lives in Cincy. Derek likes them breadsticks. Hell, our QBs are as good as breadsticks. Hooker is the guy. I doubt that. How will O-line be addressed in your opinion, Derek? Um, Well, you have to address something in this draft for sure. You can go and get somebody in free agency if you need to. Ballard's usually never been shy about getting a lineman in an off season, but we'll see how that goes, because he didn't do it last year. But not that mad that we need wide receivers and a whole lot of help on O line, corner, and D line. What do you mean by corner? Like corner, we don't need any help, really. I mean, honestly, we don't need any help at corner. D line, maybe you could try to find somebody more premium in the pass rush department, but D line's not been terrible. I mean, I just don't understand why the defense is being brought into this equation. O line help, yes, and maybe a new receiver, maybe, but I just didn't Jim Irsay get a Super Bowl ring and he gave it to Edgerrin James. Yeah, I think he did because I think they won the Super Bowl after Edgerrin James was no longer part of the Colts. So trade a first in a couple seconds for Lamar Jackson. I'm not about trying to trade for Lamar Jackson, dude. I'll be honest with you. Think we are trading the maniac? I doubt that. Cole Byer with the $5 super chat. Should I just pre-order my Derek Carr jersey now? No, I would not. I would not. I would hold off on that. I would refrain from doing that. Save your money for a rainy day. I like Bobby. Keep him. I don't think he can afford to, man. Only problem is Okereke is playing really freaking good. And he's probably going to end up, demanding a lot of money. And I don't think we can afford that. Derek Carr's being benched. Where are y'all seeing that? Where are y'all seeing that Derek Carr got benched? I didn't see that news. Did that get put up on Twitter just recently? If Lamar is available, would you say no? I'd probably say no. If he wants $50 million. Oh, that's why. Yeah. Schefter just reported it. No wonder I didn't see it. Yeah. Raiders are benching Derek Carr and turning to Jared Stidham as their new quarterback. Carr has thrown a league leading 14 interceptions, including 3 Saturday night during a 13-10 loss. Stidham has only thrown 61 passes and never started. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I don't understand why they would do that. So yeah, that means he's probably ending his career with the Raiders. Wow. Incredible. Mr. Bucks Nation with the $2 super chat. Brother, why the breadsticks? I love it. LOL. Hey, well, Mr. Bucks Nation, there was a guy, actually this one right here, DJ Abcool, who do I think will win do you think will win the AFC South? I think it's going to be the Jags. But DJ Abcool ended up betting me during the Jags game the first time that we would lose, and that if we did, I'd end up having to eat breadsticks on stream. That was back in week 2. So I'm just now getting around to doing it, and I'm honoring the uh bet. So that's why I'm doing it. But thank you again for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. But yeah, that's what we're doing here today. I'm on my last breadstick too, so save it for a few more minutes. What is going to happen? Okereke getting re-signed, Zaire getting his raise. We keep Shaq. 2, Okereke signed somewhere else. Zaire gets a raise. We keep Shaq, or we re-sign Okereke, give Zaire a raise, and trade Shaq. I'm gonna go with number 2. Okereke gets signed somewhere else. Zaire gets a raise, and we keep Shaq. Because the problem is, like, again, you have all 3 of these guys, right? The maniac you want to keep because he's a turnover machine. That's what you want to do. You want to have a turnover guy that has been dominant in this league ever since he's been in it. You want to have that guy on your defense. I love Bobby Okereke to death. He's one of the best linebackers in the NFL. Only problem is he doesn't quite create turnovers, like you would hope he would. So you got to worry about that. And then you need to tweet, I will eat a breadstick for every like this post gets. Bro, no, I'm going to have to eat I'm probably going to end up eating over 100. I can't do that. You kidding me? No way, dude. Trey, I'm not going to do that, man. I'd die. I wouldn't be able to even get probably through a third of those. You know how many posts how many likes my posts get nowadays? Like, come on, dude. A shout out to the 75 of you in here right now. Greatly appreciate it. Be sure to like the stream, guys. Helps it get to more people. Did Titans just get unlucky with the injuries this year? Well, I mean, they had a few injuries, but it ain't like that. That's been their biggest reason why they've been a downfall. Derek flexing, bro. I'm just being dead ass, bro. I can't do that. Hey, Derek, you should eat a breadstick for every sack the Colts let up against the Giants. Okay, I could do that. Last breadstick here. Sorry, guys. I need to text my friends and tell them what's going on here with Derek Carr. You know what's crazy is Dio and Quiddy have almost the same numbers. I think we'll still go out and pay someone in free agency and still draft one. We need to have a better pass rush. Well, you're not going to go draft one early and go sign one. You're not going to do both. So, I mean, you're going to either draft one really early, and honestly, there's not a ton of great edge rush help this year unless you're going and trying to get Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, and that's it. Wow, look at that. So I was just looking at something real quick, guys, and it's saying the best and worst wide receivers at getting open versus single man coverage with a minimum of 80 snaps versus single man coverage. And apparently MPJ is number 10 in the NFL at the win percentage rate. At 45.2% of the time, he is open versus single man coverage. And Alec Pierce is actually towards the bottom at 25.5%. So it just basically shows you, like, you know, MPJ's getting open, just isn't really getting the ball very much. Derek, your thoughts on Trevor Lawrence? I like what Trevor Lawrence has been doing recently, man. He's been fantastic. I have that stat retweeted on my Twitter. So feel free to look that up. Our QBs need better placement of the ball. Yeah, absolutely, Daniel. That is very true. Who should we get as the quarterback coach? I have no idea. What do we do with Blackman? Well, I mean, I wouldn't do anything with him right now, but I mean, the good thing is you don't have to pay him for another year. It's a good, you'll be able to see what you got in him going forward, just with that safety group the way it is. What's your opinion on Jelani Woods? Yeah, I mean, Jelani needs to be the number one tight end going forward. He needs to be. Every time that kid touches the ball, magic happens. You know, you need to see him do that. Thoughts on a fellow Derek being benched for the rest of the season? Uh, I mean, I think it's stupid that they're doing that, but that just might mean they've given up, which really sucks because, you know, the Raiders, I mean, thank God the Raiders are ahead of us in the draft order, but, you know, it's difficult to think about that right now. What's good? Yo, go. I get you, man. I get you. Marvin Harrison Jr. would be nice. Yep. Hmm. That's wishful thinking, Mikey. I don't think that Jelani is going to get passed by Drew Ogletree. I don't think so. Har has never been elite, but he's a starter. Why not just end the season with him if you're the Raiders? Probably just throwing out the idea that they just don't want him anymore. Because I mean, technically the Raiders still had a shot of you know, because they still have a shot of making it into the playoffs. So I'm surprised that they would make that decision. Have we talked about whether Harbaugh would come here? Well, we haven't. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, you gotta pay a lot of money for Harbaugh to consider coming here, especially with the fact that, you know, now Michigan's playing the way that we want. Mir with the $2 super chat. Who do you think the QB will be next season? Uh if I had to take a guess, it'd probably end up being Will Levis. That's just me. I don't care what team, hopefully for the Colts, but I want Marvin Harrison Jr. and Arch Manning to play together at some point. That'd be pretty interesting. No good QBs in this draft. What do you think, Derek? I just don't agree. I think there are at least 3 good QBs in this draft. I think there's actually 4 good ones in this draft. It just ultimately depends on, do they get developed well and do they go to a good team? It just all depends on which team is getting them and which team is developing these guys, because there's 4 good, really good quarterbacks that could actually turn out to be really good in this league. Should we trade Mo? I just doubt you can, based on his contract. I don't know if anyone will take him. Can you buy a lot of Colts gear from stores in Indy? Yes, you can. Of course you can. Any QB under the age of 30 is better than our current plan, especially, except maybe Sam, if you get an O-line paying. Yeah. If you get the O-line playing. Stroud has the best skill set out of all the QBs available. I don't know about skill set. I would argue he's the most accurate quarterback, and he's got potentially the best arm. Like, when not in pure strength, but in when you're talking about, accuracy, positioning, placement, how you're doing stuff like that. That I would agree with that. But at skill set wise, other ways, I mean, that's not true. Bryce Young, I think, has the best skill set in evading and elusiveness, and Allen, I think, has Will Levis has the best arm. If I had to be completely honest. Could we still get the number 1 pick? Well, no, there's no way for the Indianapolis Colts to get the number 1 pick unless, well, there is a way, but I doubt this would happen. When you looked at the draft order, was the Texans, the Bears. I got to look it up now. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, number 1 is Houston. Chicago's, yeah, technically there'd be no way we could, because even if Houston, who currently has the number 1 pick in the draft right now, even if they won out and we lost and we lose out, even then, the Texans would still be ahead of us in the draft order. So, if Chicago somehow won 2 games, which I highly doubt is going to happen, if Denver somehow won 2 games, which or won at least 1 game, which I don't think is going to happen, if Arizona needs to win 1 more game, it's tough to imagine that some of these teams would start winning a lot of these games. That's funny. That's good. And hope the Texans take Stroud. They might. It just depends. I mean, what you're going to see is you're going to see Stroud in the playoffs, and then we're going to see how he looks against a good defense in Georgia. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. It'll be a either a boost in his draft stock or a bust, one way or another. Leslie Frazier for head coach and Ken Dorsey for our offensive coordinator. Bills have been top 5 defense in 5 years in a row. Bills offense is in top 5 in first year as OC. It's a win-win. Well, Ken Dorsey, I think, would be a little bit less of a guarantee because he's only been there and taken over in that spot for a year. Wouldn't they have a worse pick because they would have the tiebreaker? No, they would not. Quinn, I talked with Cody on this actually yesterday. The only thing that matters in draft order is strength of schedule. So when the Texans, if they play, they're going to be playing, they have a weaker strength of schedule. So unfortunately, it doesn't matter about head-to-head, tiebreakers, nothing. What matters the most is strength of schedule. And Houston has a worse strength of schedule than we do, and therefore that means they would keep the pick over us. KRK is going to Chicago if we don't re-sign him. Probably. Like how we can at least say that we're not the Broncos. Yeah, I mean, that's true. At least we're not stuck with a quarterback like Russell Wilson for the next 5 years. What key guys' contracts are up at the end of the year? Well, let's take a look just so we can get them all. (2023) free agents. Yannick Ngakoue is going to be. Just to look at some of these. So yeah, Deion Jackson, EJ Speed, Byron Cowart, Bobby Okereke will be one. Chase McLaughlin, who, by the way, the Colts need to re-sign. They absolutely do. Matt Hawk will be. Tony Brown will be. Armani Watts is going to be. Paris Campbell will be. Dennis Kelly will be. Ben Banigou, Rodney McLeod, Ashton Doolin, Tyquan Lewis, and Brandon Faison and Matt Pryor. So, I mean, we can literally go down the list of like who should be resigned and who shouldn't. But any word on Rigoberto's rehab is going? I have not heard anything. What do you think the Colts are going to do with Matty Ice? I think they need to cut him. They need to either ask him to retire or they need to cut him, one way or the other. You may eat on some cap, but he's a liability to have on your team right now, especially for the amount of money that you're going to pay him next year. So, is T. Higgins a possibility to acquire? I'd highly doubt it. I think he's happy where he's at. Adams has to wish he stayed in Green Bay. Probably, given the situation. Of all the guys on the Colts that I would want for us to resign, and shout out to the 106 people in here right now. Greatly appreciated, guys. Who is going to be our backup quarterback next year? I have no freaking idea. But those that we should keep, I think we should try to keep Yannick. I don't know how it's going to work because he's been good and he's been playing really well, especially recently. I wonder just how much that's going to take for him to stick around. What do you think of Max Duggan out of TCU? I think he's good, man, but I question whether or not he's going to be an NFL quarterback. Tyquan, you need to re-sign. Ashton Dooling, you should look to re-sign. Rodney McLeod, you should try to resign. Paris Campbell, you need to try to resign. And Chase McLaughlin, you should try to resign. That is how I think we need to do that. And then there's like maybe you could throw Dennis Kelly in the mix, but then again, he is 33 years old. Why let Taekwon go? That makes no sense. Chase McLaughlin isn't elite, but he's good, which is one of the better than the previous. Well, yeah, not every not every kicker is elite. There's only like one or two of them in the league. That's fine. Chase McLaughlin can make 85% of his kicks every year, and that's how it should be. I was surprised by the stat that our defense only needs 2 more sacks to break the franchise record. Doesn't seem like our pass rush has been getting sacks like that. Is it really? That doesn't seem right. Y'all said the same about our QB last year. It's not a QB problem, it's an O-line problem. Yeah, but the O-line wasn't that bad last year. It's nowhere near as bad as what it was as what it is this year. Alex, did I miss the breadsticks? Yeah, man, I already ate all of them. Sorry, man. Should the Colts trade up in the draft for a QB? Yes, they absolutely should if they are in a position that they need to. You could tell we never had a good pass rush, low compared to other franchises. What do you mean we've never had a good pass rush? We literally have 2 of the best defensive ends that have ever played the game, and Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis. What are you talking about? Have you thought about giving 2 second rounders and a 4th for Jordan Love? Now, why would we do that? Why on God's green earth would we, folks, dude, the stream wouldn't load for me. I'm sorry, Chris. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. But like, why on God's green earth would we give 2 seconds and a 4th for Jordan Love? Why? That no. What's the most money per year you'd be willing to give Jonathan Taylor? And what do you think the Colts will do? I think they're going to end up franchise tagging him, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. That might be what they need to do. So I'll need to rewind to pick up the breadstick highlights. Sorry, Timothy, man. Well, they're not going to just cut Ryan Kelly if there's no alternative. Thoughts on extending Nick Foles? Don't ever bring that idea to me again, UCF. But hey, shout out to you, my guy. Your team is locked and loaded to win this division. Franchise Taylor and sign Pittman long term. That seems like the most likely thing that they would do. Okay, go. I'm putting you in timeout, bro, because you keep spamming these things. Don't spam it, all right? I know you're trying to get me to interact with some of your stuff, man, but you keep posting the same thing every time, like 5, 6, 7 times in a row. Raul, I don't really care if we go from a 3 to 4, but the problem is the way the defense is set up right now for the Colts. You don't have a good enough defensive line to run a 3-4. You don't have a good enough one. You need a elite pass rusher in order to outside edge rusher to pull something like that off. And the Colts don't have one of those. So you can't run a 3-4 with this current defense the way it is. Pittman's kid brother hinted multiple times on Twitch MPJ wanted out, play closer to home. It might be possible. There's a lot of guys offensively that are, not all in on what's going on, and that might even go with the defense too. The defense may not want to be around much longer. But the way this offense performed all year, they might want to go to a franchise that actually has an offense. Yeah, this team is talented with no offense at all. Yeah, totally. I would love to see D'Amico Ryans as a head coach. His defenses just play lights out. And I think he would have all the pieces here. Yeah, I mean, no doubt that the Colts defense would continue to be really good if D'Amico Ryans came in, but you also need to make sure that you have a good OC lined up. If you're going to go D'Amico Ryans, if you're going to go the defensive route at head coach, you need to make sure you have a good OC behind you. Austin, $5 super chat. What type of trade package would you do for Lamar Jackson? 2 first rounders, something else along those lines? Well, I mean, here's the thing, Austin. You wouldn't need to trade for Lamar Jackson unless they actually did sign him, and they're not going to sign him just to trade him. So you wouldn't need to trade for him at that point. He's just going to end up either getting a new contract or he's going out on his own. So you don't have to worry about that. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Jellyfish Fields. Love that. Who are your top 3 coaches for this team? Ben Johnson is one of them. Jim Harbaugh is another. And probably maybe D'Amico Ryans. That's close. I might go one other one offensive related, but I think that D'Amico Ryans definitely could be in the mix there. Will the next coach keep Gus Bradley? That'd be a good question. Gus Bradley really has done a lot to keep himself around. We'll see how that goes, because that's going to be a question of, like the defense or like the interview process is like, hey, would you want to keep Gus Bradley around, or do you have someone else in mind that you want to bring in? Right. So, that's how I would see it. Right. Do they want to keep Gus around? Do they not? That's something in the interview process you got to worry about. Choose one to resign, Okereke or Campbell. Well, I mean, listen, if I had the choice that money was not an object, money was no object to this decision, then I would totally go with Okereke. But the problem is again, I don't know if you can't afford to pay 2 linebackers on this roster over $16 million a year, maybe even 17 or 18 million over every single year. And then on top of it, Zaire's probably going to want an extension. He's probably going to want more money to his deals. So you have to go with Campbell just because of the fact that it is money-wise, that's the difference, right? They can franchise, then he sits out. Yeah, I mean, they'll probably franchise tag Lamar. Yeah, there's no way that'll happen. No, Lamar will not play under the franchise. If you could keep only one, would you keep Bradley or Ventrone? Um, God, I'm gonna probably sound like an idiot when I say this. Um, Probably just keep Ventrone just because the special teams unit has done so well with how things have gone, and you can always go and get another DC, you know. But I'm sure I probably will get destroyed for that. Probably go for a little bit longer, guys, and then probably finish up for the day. But because I need to do a video with Cody here shortly. We cutting Kenny Moore or paying him? Well, we're definitely not paying him what he was asking for. I know you that for a fact. Do you think if we draft a quarterback, he sits for a year? If so, who's the bridge quarterback? Um, no, I don't believe we do that. And the problem is, because the problem is you don't have a quarterback that that's good enough to be a bridge. That's the problem. You don't have one that's good enough right now. So you need a quarterback that is gonna, just you need to throw that quarterback into the fire immediately. As that's what my feeling is on that. Shouldn't be more than $8 million a year. What? No, no. Bobby's getting at minimum 12 million next year. At minimum. He's probably getting more like the likes of 15. That's probably what I'm guessing. Bobby's been in like the top 30 in tackles the last 2 seasons. Actually, it's been more like top 20. So why would a team not want to invest in that? If you could only keep one, pizza or breadsticks? Pizza, 100%. Someone said Jim Harbaugh's bad because he likes to run the ball. I was so beyond confused. Yeah, I think people are thinking he's like stuck in his ways or something, maybe. Yeah, true that. Okay. Yeah, Bobby O will get north of $8 million. Oh, 100%. Might be something they entertain, Jerry. Maybe. Do you think Stroud will fall to 3 or 5 range, or a QB needy team will trade up with Chicago? Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think a bunch of teams are looking to trade up with Chicago at the end of the year. I think that they are, and that somebody's going to want to take him. Somebody is. And I don't know who that team is, but I think that's what's going to happen. Yo, Breadstick, you think Gilmore's going to stay? I would certainly hope so. Gilmore's a really good player. Yeah, what are you kidding me? Bobby has had over 100 tackles for 2 years in a row, and he has been top 8 all season. Bobby's getting paid 100%. Gilmore has another year on his contract. Yeah, and that's the thing. Unless he decides to leave and just like say, "I'm not going to play with y'all," which I highly doubt he would do, because he's worth the money that he's getting paid. So, thoughts if Campbell moves on, getting a receiver like Sterling Shepard? Oh, that'd be fantastic. I'd love Sterling Shepard. Hope Campbell doesn't want to move on, but To follow up, then Levis or Richardson? Levis for me. Levis for me. The tackle stat is terrible to follow for linebackers. No, it's not a terrible stat to follow. I mean, Shaquille Leonard has been top when he was in the league every single year. He's been top 10 in tackles. I mean, that's not that's what that stat's for. Obviously, there's more to it than just tackles, but if you're getting a lot of tackles as a linebacker, that means that you're good at playing the position. Because that's the ultimate job as a linebacker, is to get tackles. A lot of teams might pick Levis instead of Stroud. Yeah, I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that too. What would it take to get to the number one pick if, say, Chicago gets the top pick? What to trade with them with? Well, you're going to need to at least give up 2 firsts and maybe a player and another second. There might be more to it than that. This depends on where the Colts are. Depends on where they are in the draft order. If, say, the Colts finish with like the 3rd or 4th pick, then maybe you wouldn't have to give up as much. Get 2 receivers in the top 3 rounds. I don't know about that. Okereke has also had interceptions, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, and a great pass cover linebacker. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I get Okereke is good, but saying he's had this many tackles is not the way to judge him. Well, I mean, that's how we do it for every other linebacker. Like, what kind of production are you getting? I mean, it's important to have those kinds of stats. That's the biggest stat that a linebacker is judged by. How many tackles you getting? How many plays per game are you involved in a tackle? That's the biggest thing. How many tackles for loss you creating? How many turnovers are you forcing? What's your pass coverage rate? What's your run stopping rate? That's the important stuff. Campbell and Doolin walking. I don't know about that. Give this about 5 more minutes, guys, and then I'll probably call it. So whatever questions you want me to answer, rapid fire. Send them my way. I'll answer. Biggest concern for you with the top 3 QBs? Well, they all need help. They all need to work on some things, but they're all good. They just need some things to work on. Do you see a scenario where the Texans will draft Will Anderson or Miles Murphy and Bryce Young falls? No, I do not believe that there is a scenario where the Texans do not go quarterback. I think they need one. But if you guys have any questions, throw them out my way. What would an EJ Speed contract look like? Well, you wouldn't have to pay him much due to the fact that, he's a 4th string linebacker. So, you could keep a guy like that around. This team has so many needs right now. Yeah, it has quite a few needs, especially on the offense. Not as many on the defensive side. It's more of the offense. Would you bring back Paris? And if so, what contract would you give him? Yes, I would bring back Paris. You give him a 1-year contract, pay him like, $6-7 million. You pay him like 5 or 6 million. It's a contract where, it's another prove it. Like, hey, yeah, you did a good job last year. Let's give you some incentive. If you play all 17 games, we'll give you an extra 2 or 3 million. And then, you start looking at getting signed longer term. I've seen a couple mocks of Texans taking it. Levis, because his comp is Josh Allen. Yep, that I did know. Who do you want to be our next head coach? Who is the best fit? I think I want either Ben Johnson or Jim Harbaugh. Honestly, I would love Ben Johnson, to be honest with you. That'd be fantastic to have that. Any more guys? Last few right here. Apparently, Laramie Tunzel told someone that he wants to reset the the offensive tackle market this offseason. So apparently Laramie Tunzel wants to get paid big. Jeez. Who do you want to be our quarterback? Either any of the top three. That's who I want. Where do we go in the second, third rounds? I'm thinking edge or corner. Yeah, either edge or some offensive line help for me. Yeah, that's possible, Mikey. All right. I think I'm going to get going, guys. I told Cody I would be doing a video with him in about 10 minutes. So I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. How awesome was TY's Welcome to Dallas play? It sucked being a Colts fan, but nice of him. But anyways, guys, I'm going to head off here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Breadstick live stream. Thank you guys again for tuning into this today. Greatly appreciated. Love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out for more videos coming up. And as always, guys, go Colts.